We're going to find out if an AI can take the SAT. In the past year or so, you may have heard of a tool called GPT-3. That's what we're going to use. It sounds more complicated than it is, and let me show you why it's not. This is the GPT-3 Open A.I playground. It's super user-friendly, especially for beginners. You just describe what you want it to do, and it does it, which is great because I'm way too lazy to actually code this. Anyway, taking the SAT means answering questions, so we're going to find some. OpenAI is really good at reading, so we're going to give it some reading comprehension to do. I'm going to take this passage from an SAT practice guide that the College Board put out, and then we're going to see if GPT-3 can answer the questions. Here's the entirety of the reading comp text. I reformatted it a little bit just to make it easier for GPT-3 to read. Now, before we make it answer questions, we have to do two things. We have to make sure that it knows that it's supposed to answer questions, and we need to make sure that it knows how to answer the questions as well. How do we do that? It's surprisingly simple. We just kind of tell it to. So as you can see, this first paragraph is just kind of explaining what the passage is. We're also just going to tell it, use this speech to answer the numbered questions that follow it. Now, there are no numbered questions down here, so let's add some. There are 5 questions associated with this passage. We're going to give GPT-3 2 of them as examples and then ask them to fill out the next 3. Why, you might ask? Well, because it hasn't seen a multiple choice question before. It doesn't know what it looks like or how to answer one. So we need to show it what it looks like and then how to answer one. So I took questions 4 and 6 and I made them questions 1 and 2 and gave GPT-3 the answers to them. The reason I did that was just because 4 and 5 are both A. I didn't want it to think every answer is A. And now we're going to give it a third question and see what it says. So here you can see question 1 and the answer, and question 2 and the answer. And here is question 3. And you'll notice that there's nothing after the answer part. That's what we're going to ask GPT-3 to fill in. Let's check what the answer to this question should be. It looks like we should expect A. Well, let's find out. There we go. But maybe that was a fluke. Let's see if it can answer the other ones. I'm going to add the last 2 questions to the end of it. So now it will have 2 questions that are answered and 3 questions in total that it needs to answer. All right, I added in the extra 2 questions, questions 4 and 5. Question 5 actually references question 4, so that'll be an interesting logic thing. And I also made it answer in the form of an answer key. So this is what we're expecting, but we're not going to give it these 3 answers. So we're expecting AAC for the last answers. Let's see what happens. That is kind of scary. Artificial intelligence can do reading comprehension on an SAT level. Follow for more stuff like this.